She go by the name Dean the Queen.
Dean the Queen. Shout out to you, my love, because that is such a blessing and something to be so proud of. Definitely. And shout out to your grandmother too. There's something about grandmothers that is so special, isn't it?
Oh man, thank God for grandmothers.
Yes.
I mean, really, like they lay down their life for you.
They do.
You know, because I always say we joke about it today. I joke about it that my grandmother was a beautiful, high yellow woman.
Yeah.
And she could have easily found her a date and went on across the country.
I know that's right.
Easily. But she laid her life down on the line for her children, for her grandchildren.
Man.
You know what I mean? And I credit a lot to my entire family. I come from good cloth. I come from good family.
Yeah.
My aunts and uncles, man, they all played a part in raising me up.
Absolutely. And that's what we have to pay homage to them. And I think oftentimes when we're kids, we don't realize how influential in a good way they are on us until we get older and you're like, oh, I remember Unc said this, or my aunt said this, or did this. Man, thank you. Thank you for putting them in my life.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
That is beautiful. So the book has been in the works for 3 years. You started. Where for people out there who aspire to write a book and don't know where to start, besides just doing it, where do people start?
Well, I think the key word would be discipline.
Yeah.
Because you have to take out time out your day.
Yes.
To sit down and write. You had to take out time in your day and put that new pipe down. That phone. I refer to that as the new pipe.
Yeah.
Because everybody's smoking everywhere you go. They got that thing up and they're blowing on it.
They're addicted to it.
Absolutely. So you got to step away from those things and really get back into your space and write. And we're in a beautiful time in life to where there's no doorkeepers or nothing anymore.
Yes.
This thing is wide open. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you on what you want to do and how far you want to take yourself.
Yeah. When you sit down and write, do you put pen to paper or are you typing?
Both.
A little bit both. Understood.
Both, because I love the written word. You know what I mean? To me, there's nothing more powerful than the written word. So I do prefer to write then and then type.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Because again, I think that writing portion is a form of therapy. You're able to you're physically doing something, pour out those emotions. And I commend you for that because, a lot of, I talk to a lot of music artists and some of them have never written. Some of them do, but a lot of the younger ones, they type it on their phone or they just get in the studio and kind of punch in and freestyle. And I'll encourage them, try writing one time and see how it makes you feel.
But, and I'm not really want to sound superstitious or anything like that. But one thing that I've witnessed is that you have to be careful in writing.
Yeah.
Writing, like we're talking manifestation, you have to be careful in your writing and to put it out into the universe. You have to be careful with that. I like to put that out there. I always say it to my youngins,
You are absolutely right because a lot of times what you think in our head, it doesn't even have to be spoken or written. If we think it in our head or we physically write it, it can come to fruition. Or it could wind up putting you in a bad situation. A lot of what these artists are talking about in their music, if they get caught up in a situation, they're using it against these artists. So be mindful of what you're putting out to the world because it can come back to haunt you. I agree.
And just to piggyback off of what you just said, I think that's wrong too.
I agree.
They shouldn't be able to.
I agree with that because you and I understand your sons are music artists and I work with music artists every day. A lot of times what they talk about is not even truthful. It's just something that maybe they've experienced or witnessed. It's not something that they're physically doing. Or if they are physically doing it, they shouldn't be able to hold that against them. That's their music. It's totally separate than what's going on.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I'm so glad. Shout out to Thug who just got out. You know what I'm saying? And got a second chance to be able to. Lucci about to get out too, man. He gonna be out in January, so y'all stay tuned for it. Definitely. Let's talk a little bit about your record label.